Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! So I had a conversation with my doctor today. He got my blood work results back and he found no signs of a vampire transition happening with me, no signs of vampire blood in my system. So I should be good to go after I was attacked by a vampire last night. I noticed the cut on my hand, my right hand, after I jumped in through the window last night after getting off the graveyard shift. And I had to go to the doctor and get some blood work done to see if it was okay. And he found no signs of vampire blood in my system. So I should be good to go tonight to kick the ass of some vampire out there. So if you're a vampire watching this video, I'm coming to kick your ass. Guys, seriously, I never ever thought that talking about a zombie invasion and preparing people for the inevitable, a zombie invasion, would benefit me so greatly, or living 5 minutes away from a soda plantation or a chemical plant that could explode. That's how far I went with it. I specifically asked the real estate agent when I moved into this house for a house that was literally 5 minutes out the road away from a soda plantation or a chemical plant that could explode. So I could cook a German sausage on my patio every night in my backyard. Yeah, that's how my life goes. You guys have never ever quit on me. Hundreds of views for these Descendants and Zombies videos are coming in all the time on my YouTube channel. I can't thank you enough. Eat your heart out, Bangladesh singer, Bangladesh rocker, indie rocker who took my girlfriend from me. Guys, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and boost the morality of this YouTube channel. Please do it. I would love to have 4 times the amount of subscribers as this Bangladesh idiot that took my girlfriend from me just a couple of weeks ago. She had this infatuation with Bangladesh music, and I guess she preferred Bangladesh music artists and bands over a guy who kicks the ass of a lot of vampires every single night. It wasn't my fault. This job didn't choose me. I chose it. Because there's just something so incredibly thrilling about being able to kick the ass of a vampire, especially when you go to school with a bunch of vampires in university, or you just have that feeling that your best friend is a vampire, or your babysitter is a vampire. There's just something about it. I've just always loved kicking the ass of a lot of vampires, and it just wasn't on Halloween. It's every night of my life. By day, podcaster, by night, vampire slayer. And that's why I have aspired to want to be a vampire slayer by the time we get to Zombies 5. I don't care what the title is. I don't care what the plot that will unfold will be. I just wanted to be a vampire slayer. So if you hit the subscribe button, that Bangladesh singer will eat his heart out. He will play Rock Me Mama over and over again. And I will aspire to achieve my dream, my ultimate goal of being the greatest vampire slayer of all time, be it that I am the first guy to kill a vampire in over 100 years. It is very difficult to do that. A lot of injuries can be sustained from it. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. It's something that you have to take very seriously, and seriously know that it's what you want out of life. Guys, I'm really a sweetheart, and I do the best I can to create the best videos for each and every one of you because I feel as if it's what you deserve. You've heard a lot of criticism about your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars, and I just wanted to give you great reviews. I wanted to give you engaging videos that you found funny, that you found entertaining, and I like to believe that I achieved that. But I couldn't have achieved it without each and every one of you giving me never-ending love and support that you have thrown my way. I don't know where I'd be tonight without each and every one of you, but rest assured it has been an honor and a privilege to be able to sit behind this podcast microphone and critique Zombies and Descendants for you the way that I have. 10 million people on all social media platforms across the internet when it comes to social media are fans of Descendants and Zombies. So you're going to have to forgive me because I have always believed that you have deserved to hear nothing but the best about your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars. For me, I was always in love with Ruby Rose Turner, and you're going to have to forgive me for that too. I think I will die in love with Ruby Rose Turner. I don't even think Ruby knows I exist, or perhaps I could be wrong. Perhaps Ruby watches this show. Probably she's the biggest fan of Jonathan Clarke. She could be the biggest Jonathan Clarke supporter for all I know. But I want Ruby Rose Turner to know that I will come out swinging out of the corner every single time for Ruby Rose Turner as hard as I can, because I think that she has been definitely criticized far enough, and she has received her fair share of criticism. And recently I announced that I was going to launch a campaign to run for President of the United States in the 2028 presidential race because of all the criticism Kylie Cantrell has received for not having been a Donald Trump supporter. I just want Kylie Cantrell to be able to shut her eyes every night knowing that her point of view is not being criticized and she will get what she wants. If I move into the presidential office and have to move this entire YouTube studio into the presidential office, I will do it, and I won't think twice about it, just so Kylie Cantrell can shut her eyes every night knowing that everything is going to to be okay. And ultimately, that's what I wanted to achieve with this YouTube channel, was that I wanted everybody to know that everything was going to be okay, because I'm sure that you as a Descendants or Zombies fan has received your fair share of criticism saying that, oh, Descendants is stupid. Descendants is not going anywhere. Zombies is stupid. Zombies is not going anywhere. I don't think you should have to believe it. If Zombies inspires you to stand up to your bullies and be courageous, I support that. I support your opinions and your thoughts on Zombies. If you think that Zed and Addison should be together, if you think that Zed and Nova should be together, Victor and Addison should be together, whatever way you want to see this plot unfold, I support you in that. You know, this is really cool, because a lot of kids that were watching Zombies when they were 9 years old are in high school now, perhaps younger, and they are still watching Zombies, and they're just excited about Zombies 4: Dawn of the Vampires as they were Zombies back on February 16th, 2018. I love the whole idea of Zombies. I will be honest with you, it was quite difficult getting into that. It was quite more difficult getting into the whole concept of zombies and the potentiality of a zombie apocalypse ever since The Walking Dead and the whole kind of thing. I could never get into that. By season 5, I think I, tapped out from The Walking Dead. I tried to get into it, but after the first 5 seasons, I kind of just tapped out and submitted. I waved the yellow flag in surrender, honestly, the white flag in surrender, whatever it is. But I've always had this infatuation with the supernatural world. I always watched Supernatural. I always watched Ghost Hunters and stuff like that. I'd always YouTube when I was a teenager, ghost hunting and stuff like that. I don't know if any of you guys out there have ever encountered a real-life ghost, but I have. And I actually encountered it one night when I was berry picking. I was up in the hills berry picking. I was up in the mountains berry picking one night, and this girl came out of the woods. I looked behind me, I heard a girl's voice, and she said hello to me. And I just continued picking berries. I asked her how she was doing, and we had a little bit of a conversation. As quick as I turned around, she was gone. And every year I would go back up into the mountains, and I would berry pick for forever, and I never did see that girl after. I only saw her once in my lifetime. And there was another experience when I was actually walking across town, and I saw this elderly man making his way in across the forest, and he said good evening to me and told me everything would be okay, and I never did see him again. It's strange how people come into our lives and they make their exits and are never seen or heard from again. It's happened to me many times. I don't know if any of you have ghost stories out there that you can kind of leave in the comments or not, but ghosts are very real. I have never believed that we just are put here on this earth and then we just die and our legacies are cemented and we're remembered for our legacies. I just don't think we die and our lives are over. I think there is definitely something ultimately more greater and more powerful out there than we ever choose to admit to. And I've had my fair share of run-ins with vampires over the years. I've experienced, being involved with the whole cult kind of thing. I could never understand why people would choose that kind of lifestyle over just being you. I had a lot of encounters with vampires when I was a teenager. I had a lot of opportunities to work with people who were involved with some of the most successful vampire movies and TV series of all time, such as Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There was one year at a Halloween dance, I actually missile drop-kicked a vampire. He was a really good friend of mine from the top bookshelf of the school library. He literally chased me into the school library, and one thing led to another. The next thing I knew, I was on the highest bookshelf in the library, and I executed a missile dropkick right to his jaw. And I hospitalized him. The ambulance was called, and one thing led to another. If you ever have the opportunity to missile dropkick a vampire, I highly recommend that you do it. I don't recommend that you do it to somebody who isn't a vampire because you could kill them. But if you ever have the opportunity to execute a missile dropkick or a back body drop on a vampire, I highly recommend that you do it because it's actually quite fun. I was always a huge fan of the Zombies franchise. I never found time in criticizing it, but I know there are a lot of people out there that do find time in criticizing Zombies. I think that it really is going to bring us back to the generation of old with Disney, because we're seeing a Hannah Montana Camp Rock kind of vibe from the music. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm kind of getting into a groove with the Zombies 4: Dawn of the Vampires soundtrack. We have songs like Place to Be, Don't Mess With Us, some of the most powerful music ever put forth for a zombie score or a zombies movie as a part of the franchise. I think it's really cool, especially when Meg Donnelly and Mila Manheim see all the support from the fans at these conventions. They expect probably about 50 people to show up, and there are literally like 200 to 250 people at every convention, every autograph signing, every meet and greet they put off. So it just goes to show how powerful of a franchise this is, and perhaps one of the most powerful since High School Musical. And take it from a guy who was a huge fan of High School Musical in 2006. I was a huge supporter of High School Musical. I think every piece of High School Musical merchandise that there was to have had from 2006 to 2008 I had, and I was one of the first guys to ever see the premiere of High School Musical. I didn't care that I was the only guy that attended the High School Musical red carpet premiere because it was so fun. It was in October of 2008 that I had the opportunity to see it. Me and my dad actually went to see it. My dad was kind of ashamed that I was a High School Musical fan and a fan of musicals. He kind of hung his head in embarrassment, but I never let it stop me from seeing it. I remember how we discovered High School Musical while playing that night. We stopped on the side of the road because they had these big billboard signs promoting it. It was a whole lot of fun. I never cared that I was the only guy there. Here's how I look at life. If you have one life to live and one chance to make it count, then make it count. If you want to be a High School Musical fan, then be a High School Musical fan. If you want to be a Hannah Montana fan, be a Hannah Montana fan. If you want to be a fan of Zombies or Descendants, then be a fan of Descendants and Zombies. Buy your tickets, go to the Worlds Collide Tour, and experience it for what it's meant to be experienced for and how it's meant to be experienced for. I don't accept these other critics that are reviewing it on YouTube. So that's why I created this podcast, because I wanted to give you 45 minutes of a podcast, maybe a little bit longer, if you can bear with me, of nothing but good things to say about Zombies and Descendants. This is going to be the first time we're going to hear Zed and Addison say the words "I love you" in a script from the previous three of the trilogy. It's not a trilogy anymore, of course, but this is the first time we will hear the words "I love you" dropped in the script, and I'm really excited about it because I've never heard the words "I love you" in my life, much less a script. Every girl I ever had the opportunity to work with on stage, I don't think she could stand the chance to be held by me on stage or to be kissed by me on stage. I have never had the opportunity to keep somebody in my life or to hear the words "I love you" meaningfully. So, at the end of my life, all I've really had are each and every one of you to listen to me on this podcast. A lot of girls have chosen other guys over me because of their interests in life. Some of them were lifters. Some of them were people who love to play guitar, musicians. I don't know, I must have really sucked. I know I was a real loser. I was a real geek. As you can tell there in the back, I have a lot of video games, a lot of stuffies. Maybe they didn't see their life with a guy who spent all his money on stuffies in a YouTube channel, because I put thousands of dollars behind this YouTube channel. And when they would see my credit card pawn check it, I guess they checked out. They tapped out from me really quickly. And then, of course, I was a wrestling fan. I thought wrestling was real for forever. Dad thought I was stupid for thinking wrestling was real for forever, and then how the possibility of a zombie invasion happening was actually more real than what we chose to believe. And then I was trying to prepare my whole family for a zombie invasion and the chance that I would ever be abducted by aliens. And, I often tried to get abducted by aliens from the age of, I'd say, 8 years old up until I was at least 13. Yeah, bro, you haven't lived until you try to get abducted by aliens. It's something I highly recommend that you try to do. Just go out in your backyard, lie on your back, look up at the stars, tell your parents to go away, shut the window and close the door behind them because you want to get abducted by aliens. It's something that I highly recommend that you try to do. And if you ever want to feel different, then try to be infected by a vampire. Don't try to be bitten by a vampire or become a zombie, because it's something you will regret. Take it from a guy who's slayed vampires and zombies for forever. You're going to want to kind of refrain from doing that. But it's really cool when I read down through the forums and all the support and all the kind comments you guys are leaving about my videos about how you're really upset that the vampires in this franchise don't have fangs. I don't know about you guys, but at this age demographic that zombies usually traditionally attracts, I would have been really scared to watch a movie that would have had vampires with actual fangs at that age. It's really, really freaky. I went to school with a lot of people that I thought were vampires. I thought many years of my life I lived across the road from a vampire. Really freaky story. The construction company would build the house during the day. Of course, you can build $1 million home now in about a month. Because you have all these construction workers on it. And I would literally see these guys hammering a nail in 24 hours, and then you wouldn't see the guys who actually owned the home. And they moved into the home in the nighttime after the construction company moved out, and I said to myself, this dude must be building a Romanian castle, which oftentimes I've contemplated doing, moving out of this house and seriously moving to Romania. Because I'm famous on YouTube, I don't want to be famous anymore, and I just want to escape my life. So I thought about building a Romanian castle in Romania, where it's actually cheapest to build a Romanian castle because of the benefactors of the climate and everything. So I think that would be really, really cool to have the opportunity to do an experience. I've always wanted to, go through the woods in Transylvania and ride Transylvanian horses It would have been really cool. The girls that left me for indie rockers would have been eating their hearts out seeing me ride Transylvania horses, because they are the strongest and fastest force in the world. They are the fastest horses in the world. Yeah, I just would have loved to have been a part of the Zombies franchise as a vampire slayer and have my own introduction scene where I would have been just slaying vampires, and then Meg Donnelly calls me up on the phone, Addison, because she's in trouble. She can't make sense of what Milo Manheim's character Zed is doing, and then I have to kick his ass. And that could actually happen if you guys actually hit the subscribe button. If for every single person who hits the subscribe button on this YouTube channel were to hit the subscribe button and give me like 5,000 subscribers overnight and made me famous overnight, I wouldn't have to do anything. I would just be in the Zombies franchise, even if I made a cameo, and I'd be kicking the ass of vampires from the right, vampires from the left, a whole bunch of zombies. I'd have the opportunity to dance with zombies on stage after being involved with virtually every stage production that isn't famous in my entire life. I would love it, man. I would love the opportunity. I would love the opportunity to do some underwater cave diving and blow the bejesus out of a shark, and I would love to see you guys blow the bejesus out of this YouTube channel. You know, I don't know where I'd be without each and every one of you, but rest assured, I will choose you every single time over everything else that I should probably be prioritizing in my own life. And that includes, I don't know, video games, girls that don't seem to care about me at all, don't give a shit about me, everything. Even, like, everything cool. I would even, I don't know, I do everything for you guys. I jump on this podcast every opportunity I get to talk about zombies and zombie invasions, which you can never have enough water for, enough medical supplies. You're going to have the obvious. I just actually researched it. So medical supplies, food are the obvious things. You have to have stuff to help people through transition periods if they turn into vampires or zombies. So I'm really versed in this kind of thing. I'm a diabetic, so I'm going to have lots of insulin. If you have some kind of medical condition, you're going to have that stuff, so I'm pretty prepared. And the one thing that you always got to remember is when you shoot a zombie, you got to shoot them in the head. And when they're down, you got to keep shooting. Don't stop shooting or refrain from shooting, because he's just going to get up again, and he's going to come at you all, "Ah!" So make sure you make every bullet count, just never forget. To make matters worse, I live on an island. This island is incredibly beautiful, but if there ever is a zombie apocalypse, there are only three ways off: a car that could crash, plane that could crash, and boat that could sink, so I'm really screwed. So I just want to let you guys know that if anything happens to me in between the videos, I love you dearly. I love you dearly. I seriously hope that you find these videos very informative, very funny, and I hope you find these videos very different from any other video that you will hear on YouTube. But, because I know how it goes. I could come on here and I could say, I like this about the Zombies franchise, I don't like this about the Zombies franchise, Descendants was all about this, I wasn't really struck on that. What is the point of that? At least if you're talking about it, make it funny for the people. Make it interesting for the people. Make engaging content that they're going to hit the subscribe button for, because this guy's really sweet. He's really cool. He loves Descendants and Zombies like I do. He's a bigger fan of Descendants and Zombies than what I probably am. I just wanted to give that to you guys. I really did. I hated how people would just jump on their podcast and immediately criticize Descendants and Zombies for no particular reason. I hated that. I couldn't stand it, because you guys deserved better than that, man. Everybody was just saying we're at the end of zombies because we're running out of supernatural creatures to talk about and bring into the Zombies franchise. Don't ever believe that. Zombies is far from over. We've still got a long way to go. And that can be assured because of how Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim are bringing in these new characters to secure the future of it. Like Jonathan Clarke as a vampire slayer who hopes to work with Addison, of course, portrayed by Meg Donnelly, who I dearly love. Hey, let me just say this. If Milo Manheim is checking out of Meg Donnelly, I'm in. If he's checking out, I'm in. I'm seriously going to kick a whole lot of ass for Meg Donnelly. I'm going to draw inspiration from all the other zombies movies, and this will probably be the funniest zombies movie that you ever saw in your life. And you don't know how fun life is until you get the opportunity to kick the shit out of a whole lot of zombies. You can never be too sure. Don't ever be too sure. You could be going to school with someone who's a zombie, who's a vampire, even a werewolf, because they do exist. I'm telling you. Take it from a guy who did a lot of research about vampires, werewolves, and zombies in the nighttime when he couldn't sleep. And man, I really believed it. There were oftentimes Dad really wanted to really whoop my ass for thinking all this stuff was real, but I really do believe this stuff is real, and I'm incredibly supportive of this kind of thing. So yeah, if Milo Manheim, the character Zed, is checking out, I'm checking in. I'm checking in. I'm all there for Meg Donnelly. I don't care what she supports. I'll support her for what she believes in. I'll try to understand her. Which, by the way, if there are any idiots watching this video who doesn't treat their girl right, you should be ashamed of yourself, man. You should be climbing up their window, and even if they shut the window on your fingers and you fall immensely to your death, that's what you should be doing to try to apologize to her. Because I don't agree with how some guys treat their girls. They're real idiots. And if you girls are in relationships with guys who don't treat you right, you should remove yourself from the situation and find something better. Because if he can't see who you are for who you are, and appreciate you for who you are, then you're pretty much wasting your time. I want to see something better for you out of life. I always said that about Ruby Rose Turner, man. Ever since I found out she had this crush on Justin Bieber, man, I lost sleep over it. Ruby is an incredibly beautiful person with such a beautiful, vibrant personality, and I think she's just deserved more out of life, and I just wanted to give that to her because I just thought she was just so incredibly beautiful, so incredibly talented. You know, I don't care about her being shut down for all these opportunities in Hollywood. I think she could have been the best at whatever she chose to do or whatever role she had. It really upsets me that the character Bridget's time in the Descendants franchise was very short-lived because I wanted to see something very special for someone like Ruby Rose Turner. I've always wanted the best for Kylie Cantrell. I was the biggest Kylie Cantrell fan in the world, and I very quickly became a fan of Meg Donnelly and fell in love with her for how she was talking about panic attacks. And I've had a lot of friends that had panic attacks before, and you don't know how severe that can be sometimes or how funny it can be on times. You know, I was on the bus one time with this one guy, and he had a panic attack on the bus, and the next thing I knew, he was hanging onto the bus like Spider-Man, man, trying to keep the bus from falling apart. And I was like, what am I doing, bro? But yeah, I incredibly support Meg Donnelly for whatever she believes in. I'm seriously thinking about purchasing her EP off of megdonnelly.com. All the Descendants stars have incredible music. Kylie Cantrell's music is incredible. Dove Cameron's music is incredible on Dove Cameron and KylieCantrell.com. Highly recommended by me because I was a DJ for years and I'd be out in clubs all night playing this music till like 3 a.m. I'd come home really screwed up, didn't even know where I was. It was a whole lot of fun. But I want the Descendants cast to know, I want the Zombies cast to know that I am incredibly supportive of them, and that support is going nowhere. I put over $4,500 to $5,000 up to that on this podcast, and just knowing that each and every one of you are incredibly supportive of it is just a dream come true for me, because I never ever thought this podcast would blow up the way that it has. It really blows my mind. You guys never cease to amaze me, and the incredible amount of support that you have given me is just amazing to me. I know there are people out there that have like 10,000 subscribers because of their support of Descendants and Zombies. You know, I've reached X2 now. People are, always liking posts that I'm throwing up on X to promote my YouTube channel. I had a girl support this just last night. Thank you so much for that. Sharing the videos and stuff. So anytime you can hit the share button or hit the subscribe button or the like button, it goes a long way. And kindness really does go a long way in this world. And for anyone who ever has told you that girls don't make sense, they really do. Because girls make life happen for us, and they help us make sense of every situation that we seemingly can't make sense of. It's happened to me more times than enough. I just recently lost one of my really best friends for obvious reasons. We can't be together, and then we have to spend a year apart. So now after a year, I have to go back and fix things. So on the night of her high school graduation, I don't know what I'm going to do. But you know something? You guys are absolutely incredible. I don't know where I would be without each and every one of you. I really don't. You're incredibly supportive. You love Descendants and Zombies, and I just wanted to give you guys something so special that you would run away with, knowing that kindness is what matters. Every little bit of kindness we can spread obviously makes a difference in somebody's life, and I can guarantee you there is somebody out there tonight just waiting to hear the words I love you, who want to hear the words I love you, because it goes a long way. Kindness really does go a long way. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to prepare myself for tonight's graveyard shift. It is quite difficult slaying about 100 vampires a night. Literally, it is an honor and a privilege to sit behind this podcast microphone and talk about Zombies 4: Dawn of the Vampires, which again premieres globally on, I believe, July 10th on Disney Channel, and July 11th as the global premiere on Disney+. So I thought I would show you the trailer for Zombies 4: Dawn of the Vampires that I can actually show you, that everybody is actually watching. They are very fond of this one. It is about a 30-second trailer, and we're going to watch this together. As the thumbnail indicates, we are going to watch the trailer together while I prepare for tonight's zombie invasion or vampire slaying, whatever I'm going to do. Hopefully I won't be infected by the next time I drop a video on this podcast. But what do you say we take ourselves up on the opportunity to watch this video right now? If you have not subscribed, if you're new here, I think you're going to want to do this because you are really going to like this channel. You know, I always wanted to train for the NFL. I just never had the opportunity to do that. I did stuff with the XFL back in like 1999, but I never did anything with the NFL. And Milo Manheim always inspired me to go through the rigorous training regimen for the NFL. And I could have kind of one-upped him and won the heart of Addison. And, you know, that should be me sitting next to her at that campfire, bro. You guys can hit the subscribe button and put you on the Clarke and the Zombies franchise. That would be greatly appreciated. You know, I've been slaying vampires for 30 years. Nobody ever cared about that, though. The girl always chose the indie rocker over me. But having said that, what do you say we take a look at this trailer while I cry myself to sleep knowing that girls will forever choose indie rockers over this guy right here? Thank you guys so much for your love and support that you have shown this YouTube channel. It has been an incredible experience of mine. What do you say we watch this trailer together? I gotta put this back at the beginning. Okay, here we go. We're gonna watch this together and have a whole lot of fun doing it while I dream of being an NFL player. It's never gonna happen, Jonathan. Never gonna happen. $5,000 behind this YouTube channel, and your dreams will never become a reality.
Nice to be on vacation with you.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to go on vacation with Addison.
Even though we ended up as counselors at the most dangerous summer camp on earth.
It's gonna be great.
Look at that.
Daywalkers!
I love how the scenes are put together. They look so exciting. Oh, New Zealand is a beautiful place.
Camp's now officially in session.
Woo!
I want to say this. Anyone who has ever had the opportunity, never had the opportunity to be in New Zealand, it is an incredible opportunity, and the people from New Zealand are gorgeous, which is why I appreciate how they changed this up. Originally, Zombies was shot in Toronto. Who doesn't know that? I've been in Toronto. I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of people from Toronto, and I've also had the opportunity to work with a lot of people from New Zealand when I was kicking ass when I was a teenager. And it was an incredible opportunity to have the opportunity to do that and meet the people of New Zealand. And if you ever have the chance to do that, you should take yourself up on the opportunity to do it. I am really excited about Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires. I'm really excited about the Worlds Collide Tour happening all throughout the summer and into the fall of 2025. And I'm really excited to see where we go from here. Give me a second to switch back over into the other program, and we will close this thing out as we prepare for a zombie invasion. Oh my. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for just being you and just being here and allowing me to be a part of your life. Thank you so much for having made me the voice of Descendants and Zombies for what has felt like an eternity. It has been an honor and privilege to be able to sit behind this podcast microphone and record my thoughts and my commentaries and my points of view on Descendants and Zombies. And hopefully it's more entertaining, more engaging, and more funny than anything else you've heard on YouTube. I hope you really enjoy these videos. And I want to keep creating these videos for you because you deserve nothing but the best. I want every girl to know that has ever left me in life and made other choices in life that didn't include me to know that I love them dearly, and I will forever support the choices they make in life. And if a guy can't see you for who you are, whoever is watching this video, then you probably should aspire to find something more out of life, because you are incredibly beautiful people. You are incredibly supportive, and you never quit on what and who you believe in. I know that to be true because every night we look at the same moon, and the next time the moon is full is going to be on the night that Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires actually premieres, which is July 10th. And I'm really excited about that. So just know tonight, whatever moon you're looking at from wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in the world, just know that everything is going to be okay. Why, you may ask? Because it has to be. No matter how many times people tell you that everything will not be okay and you will never achieve your dreams, everything will be okay. And that dream will become a reality for you. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but at some critical point in your life, just as fast as you can snap your fingers, everything, yes, can be taken away from you because you take it for granted, but also everything can become a reality. And that's why I know, because of each and every one of you, everything is going to be okay because it has to be. I love you all dearly from one heart to another. Thank you so much for the love and support you've shown for these Zombies videos. I'm going to keep it going for you every night on this podcast. So if you have not subscribed to this show, if you'll excuse moi, I have to jump through the window now and kill a bunch of vampires and hopefully escape infection. Until tomorrow night, keep every dream and every hope that you've had alive. Spread your own message of kindness. And know that as you look at the same moon that I'm looking at tonight, I love you for your endless amount of support that you have shown this YouTube channel. And everything will be okay. I got to go get them before they get us. Thank you so much for watching this video, finding my thumbnail. And hopefully you'll join me again tomorrow night. Be kind to one another. Bye, YouTube. We will do this again tomorrow night.